Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're jumping right in, breaking down Gary Vaynerchuk's vision for what's next in AI, business, and for all you creators out there. So, Gary's entire argument right now really boils down to this one big idea. He's convinced we're stepping into a new revolution, one where all the annoying little hassles in life just disappear. He calls it a lack of friction era, and it's all being driven by AI. And this timeline just lays it out perfectly. I mean, think about pizza. First, you had to make it yourself. Then, you drove to get it. Then, you called for it. Today, you just tap an app. So what's next? Well, he says it's your fridge knowing you're low on almond milk and just ordering it for you. The trend is undeniable. Convenience is king. Okay, let's get into our first major topic, this coming frictionless AI era, and maybe more importantly, why our first instinct as humans is to kind of fight against these big changes. To get why we're so skeptical about AI, Gary pulls out this fantastic history lesson. He reminds us that, this isn't our first rodeo with fearing new tech. When electricity first came out, people literally thought it was the work of demons. Seriously. And you see this pattern again and again. People argued the washing machine would make housewives bored, that online dating was for losers. We always come up with reasons why the old way is better, more romantic. The stuff we say about AI today, it's just the latest chapter in the same old book. But here is the big lesson. No matter how much we complain or resist, convenience always wins. It's the ultimate trump card. Gary learned this firsthand when he famously passed on investing in Uber. He realized that, in the end, we all gravitate toward the path of least resistance. So if convenience is the wave, how do you ride it? Where's the actual opportunity? That brings us to the next big thing Gary is yelling about, the live shopping gold rush. He sees this as the next huge wave for creators. And look, this isn't some wild guess. It's already happening. In China, right now, 30%, almost a third, of all online sales are happening through live shopping. The model is proven. He's convinced it's about to explode everywhere else. And what's so interesting is how this creates a whole new era for creators. He breaks it down perfectly. First, it was the photo era. If you looked good in a picture, you won. Then, the video era. If you had charisma on camera, you won. But now, we're heading into the live shopping era. The winners here are going to be the people who can actually sell. Now, that is a potential game changer. It means the door isn't just open for traditional influencers. If you have real product knowledge, if you can just hold a conversation and explain why something is great, there's a massive new path for you. So that begs the question, in a world where AI can automate all the technical stuff, what's our real advantage? Gary's answer is simple. It's our humanity, our emotional intelligence, our EQ. That becomes our competitive moat, the one thing that protects us, because AI can't copy it. To drive this home, he tells this absolutely wild story. He's at a major conference, walks on stage, and his first words are, "Fuck Steve Jobs." The crowd, as you can imagine, went crazy, booing him off the stage. But he did it to make a really powerful point about leadership. See, his point wasn't about Steve Jobs, the innovator. It was a full-on rejection of that toxic business culture that says you have to be a tough boss, that you have to be a jerk to squeeze the best work out of your people. Gary's whole mission, really, is to prove that the exact opposite is true. He's out to build a business empire on a foundation of kindness, of empathy, of positive culture. And he really walks the walk. For instance, at his company, they don't have a head of HR. They have a chief heart officer. It's a small change, but it sends a huge signal. It says this department is here for you, not to police you. For him, a happy team isn't a perk. It's the core strategy for winning. All right, so if being human is the strategy, what's the personal mindset you need to actually pull it off? This leads us right into mastering your own mindset. For Gary, it all begins with one word: accountability. It's this deep, radical belief that you are in the driver's seat. It's about taking total ownership and stop blaming other people or circumstances. He argues that this is the absolute key to being happy. And he applies that same thinking to marketing through his famous jab, 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 right hook philosophy. The whole idea is to stop chasing transactions and start building real, genuine relationships. The strategy is so simple, but so effective. The jabs are you giving value, educating, entertaining, helping 95% of the time. You just give and give and give. And by doing that, you earn the right to throw that right hook, to ask for the sale that other 5% of the time. And this all builds to his final and maybe his most critical point about the future. Brand is the new tech. This is the big takeaway, right here. As AI makes technology and data and execution just a commodity, something anyone can get, the one thing that can't be copied is you. Your personal brand becomes the only true competitive advantage you have. This really says it all. The idea of building a business over here and a personal brand over there, that's over. They're not separate anymore. They have completely merged into the same thing. And so Gary leaves us with this final, powerful question we all need to think about. In a world of AI, where technology can do just about anything, what is the unique human value that you are providing? That's the whole game right there.